How's you going, boys? Mike here. Welcome back to Grampy's Workshop. Boys, I'm glad you dropped in. I love it when you drop by the shop. Today's project, it's not a big one, just a quick little video. I had my pressure washer out the other day washing off Nanny's tractor. I serviced it all last fall before I put it away, and it hasn't run since. So when I took it out, it started first, second pull. It worked great. Every fall I put pump preserver in the pressure washer pump. It's just an oily substance that you pump in there. It keeps the pump from freezing, and it keeps all the parts and mechanisms in there lubricated. So it started up really good. So anyways, I took the pressure washer in the shop today because one of the big things I end up with in the fall, a problem that I have, is I like to run the carburetor dry of fuel before I put it away for the winter. That always meant I had to take all the gas out of the gas tank because there's no fuel shutoff on this. So the project today is we're going to put a fuel shutoff on our pressure washer. It's a simple, quick little job, and it helps a lot because you can just stop the fuel, run the carburetor dry. Let's do it. Okay, one other thing I want to check while I have the pressure washer out here is where my pressure wand hose plugs into the outlet of the pump. It was always leaking there, and that annoys me, leaks. I don't like leaks. So what I'm going to do is just take this pressure hose off and just see what kind of problems are in there. I'm going to take these wheels off here first just so I can get at it a little better. It's easy that the wheels just slip off that way, but anyway, I'm going to take this off. Alright, so there's the outlet of my pump. It's always a good idea too to check the input for the pump. So while I'm here, I'm going to check the input here to the pump. So I have a quick connect adapter put on this. The whole idea was to make it easier to get in, to make the water connection to the hose, to the pressure washer. And sometimes it's hard to get that in. So I want to check this O-ring because that's another source of leaks. I expect that's why my pressure wand is leaking. And also I want to check this pre-filter here. That just pulls out. So yeah, that was pretty cruddy too, right? So it's a good idea to check these things because dirt in your pressure pump, they don't mix. So I'm going to clean that off. Put a little Vaseline on this O-ring. But the other thing is the input hose here, I don't know that you can see it, but right in there there's an O-ring in there as well. So when I look at that, yeah, the O-ring was broken. There's the O-ring and it's broke. Alright, so there's the little O-ring. I'm going to try to put that in my pressure washer hose. So I'll just put a little Vaseline on that just to I find Vaseline is good. It's a good lubricant. It's waterproof and keeps the rubber O-rings soft and flexible. The downside is it gets all over your fingers when you're using it. But that can't be helped. Okay, I'm going to put this in here now. Or try to. Okay, that went in there pretty easy. Can you see that? Okay, now hopefully this will fit back in here without any major issues. Alright, so that's good and tight. So now I've cleaned my little pre-filter. So we'll slip that back in the inlet, and again a little amount of Vaseline on that O-ring makes all the difference, I find. And the O-rings, of course, are critical to make things watertight. So that's why I like to lubricate them to make sure that they stay nice and soft. Alright, but the main reason we're here is we want to install a fuel shutoff. This pressure washer never ever had a fuel shutoff. I'm going to install it right there. So the first thing I want to do is cut my fuel line. Now there's no fuel in the tank, so I should be able to do this no problem. So I'm going to cut it right about there. Okay. Then What I did was I went online and I purchased some of these fuel shutoff valves. So I'll leave a link in the description below. But this shutoff valve, there's a direction arrow on it. So that has to go this way, the direction of the fuel. Also, when I purchased those, I purchased some of these fuel line clips. So I'm going to put that on here. Slide that up. And I'll put that one on this side. Slide that up there. And then with the arrow in the direction of fuel flow, so this fuel is going to go from right to left, so I'll install it that way. So this guy goes in here. To make that a little easier to slide in, I'm just going to put a little Vaseline on these barbs. So just putting a little Vaseline on them, not much, don't need much, but just a little. Okay, so this goes in here. There's not a lot of room to work here because of the close proximity of everything, but we'll push that in as far as we can get it. Turn it around here where we can access the button. Put our hose clamp on. And then we'll do the same on this side. Slide that in all the way. Put our little hose clamp up here. And there we have it. That should work good, eh? I also took some time when the cover was off and made some new labels, so I always struggle with this where the choke is on or off because it doesn't show it very good. So that's on, that's off. And also this power on and off switch. You can't see through this little rubber cover that's on it. And I always struggled, is it on or off? And so I put this little label on here. On is up and off is down. Okay, I'm going to button up the top, put the pull start back on that, button up the top, put a little fuel in her, and we should be ready to go. Well, not a big project today, folks, just putting that shut-off valve in there in the fuel line, but that's going to be a great add to that pressure washer. And also, I fixed up that leak for the pressure wand hose, because, oh man, that was eating my lunch. I hated that when it was leaking water all the time. But, you know, that's the way she goes. We got her fixed now, not going to leak anymore. So thanks for watching, I sure appreciate it, and if you're new to the channel, it's always nice to have new people drop by. How about leave me a comment, let me know what you think of this little video. And for my regular viewers, thanks a million for all your support and all your comments. I love getting comments, so load her up and thumbs up me. And I hope everybody has a great week. We'll talk to you.